The clock in Daniel's office seemed to tick, louder than usual that Thursday afternoon. All week he had been drowning in deadlines, phone calls, and endless files. But that day, something inside him told him to leave earlier than normal. He couldn't explain why, but the thought of his little girl, Lily, kept tugging at his heart. That morning, she had wrapped her arms around him so tightly, whispering, "Daddy, please don't be late today." Her voice had been soft, almost pleading, and her eyes looked sad. He brushed it off at the time, thinking she just missed him. On his way home, he even thought about stopping for flowers to surprise his wife, Clara. They had been married 7 years, and though their love had cooled, he still wanted to fight for their family. He smiled at the thought of Lily's laughter when she'd see him come home early. But when Daniel opened the door, the sound that greeted him wasn't laughter. It was a muffled cry. A small, broken whimper. His chest tightened. He followed the sound, and what he saw froze him in place. Clara, his wife, stood towering over Lily with a belt clenched in her hand, her face twisted in anger. Lily's tiny arms shielded her tear-streaked face. "Clara," Daniel's voice thundered. She jumped, the belt falling to the floor. "Daniel, it's not what you think," she stammered, but he didn't hear her excuses. His world collapsed in that moment. His baby girl, his light, his joy, trembling and bruised. Daniel rushed forward, scooping her into his arms. She buried her face in his chest, sobbing. He held her tightly, his hands shaking. "It's okay, sweetheart. Daddy's here now. No one will ever hurt you again." Clara tried to explain, "You don't know how hard it's been," but Daniel's voice cracked as he cut her off. "She's a child, Clara. Our child. And you were meant to protect her." That night, Daniel didn't close his eyes. He sat beside Lily's bed, watching her breathe, tears sliding down his face. Her first steps, her giggles on the swing, the way she ran to him after work, those memories stabbed at him. How could the woman he trusted cause so much pain? The days that followed were the hardest of his life. Clara begged for forgiveness, but Daniel knew the damage was beyond repair. He filed for separation and found therapy for Lily. But healing was slow. She grew quiet, flinching at sudden movements, waking at night in tears. Daniel realized her wounds weren't just on her skin, they were carved deep in her heart. And so he made a promise. He would be her protector, her safe place, her shield. He changed his work hours, cooked her favorite meals, sat beside her during therapy, and held her hand when she was afraid. Slowly, very slowly, Lily began to smile again. But it was never easy. There were days she stayed silent, nights when Daniel cried quietly, wondering if she'd ever truly heal. Months later, as he tucked her in one evening, Lily whispered, "Daddy, you came home early that day. You saved me." Tears blurred Daniel's eyes as he kissed her forehead. "And I'll always save you. Always." Years passed, and Lily grew stronger. She learned to trust again, to laugh, to dream. The scars remained, but so did her courage. Daniel became more than just a father. He was her hero. Their story wasn't about revenge or bitterness. It was about resilience, about love that heals the deepest hurts. Daniel raised Lily with patience and tenderness, showing her that pain could never define her future. And one day, as Lily stood proudly on her high school graduation stage, she looked at her father with tears of gratitude. In her speech, she said, "My dad taught me what love really means. When the world hurt me, he never gave up on me." The crowd rose in applause. Daniel's heart swelled. He knew then that even the darkest chapters can lead to beautiful endings. Message to viewers: if this story touched you, remember, children need love, care, and protection. No child should ever suffer in silence. If you notice something wrong, don't ignore it. Be the safe place someone needs. Call to action for your channel, friends. If this story moved you, share your thoughts in the comments. What would you have done in Daniel's place? Your words could inspire someone who is struggling. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss another emotional story here on Be Kind Always. Together, let's spread love, kindness, and healing, because the world truly needs it.